have a question.
What's up?
When a tool says it's brushless, what does that mean?
It means the motor doesn't have any magnetic brushes in it, and that's usually what wears out first on a motor of a drill, and especially when they're wet and in wet environments a lot. That's common. So when they make brushless tools, they usually a higher grade motor that doesn't require a brush to spin the motor, and so they can get more moisture, get wetter, that kind of thing, without more dust, without as much damage.
And what is a brush in the motor?
Usually they come in through the sides on the armature. There's an armature that spins, and there's a coil of copper wire around it. And then the brushes are actually magnets attached to springs. And they usually are installed on the sides of a motor, so the magnets will sit on the armature that spins to create an electrical connection. I might be wrong on some of this, so anybody feel free to chime in if I'm way off.
Another question.
Yes.
How do you think the decking / outdoor industry has changed over the last 30 years?
30 years? Man, that's about how long I've been building. Basically, when I started building decks, there was no such thing as synthetic decking, PVC, or composite. There was none of that stuff. So it went from doing wood decks, which basically in the Pacific Northwest, your options are going to be either tight knot cedar, and that's where you might want to throw in a graphic and says tight knot cedar, and then have a cedar board. And then there's pressure treated decking, which is basically hemlock that's been dunked in a vat of chemicals and pressurized, so it stays. It absorbs chemicals, which keeps bugs, rot, decay, that kind of thing away. And then they have smooth. There's two different types of treated lumber. We've talked about incised lumber. There's also smooth pressure treated that's used for finish work. So we have incised and unincised pressure treated lumber. That's basically. And then there was redwood, and then ipe, which is a hardwood. We don't use a lot of ipe, but occasionally we do an ipe deck. So then Trex came along, which is a composite decking material. And when Trex came out, it was only one color. There wasn't a whole bunch of different colors or textures or anything like that. And then from there, ProCell came on the scene, which is what this is a derivative of. The product we're using now is a derivative of ProCell, which is now called AZEK. And that's a pretty amazing product. So then from one color of Trex and one or two colors of ProCell became AZEK, and then there was 4 colors, and then 6 colors, and now there's like 26 colors of each brand, of each product available, and the female has pretty much driven that color selection. That's why you have all these funky names for all these different Majestic Wharf and Tiki Torch and mahogany, just all kinds of different color names for all these deck products, to give the consumer the option of, okay, what do you really want? Now it's gotten to that point now where today's day and age, it's just, there's so much out there, it's almost like sensory overload. Another thing that has really shaped outdoor living is the internet. You can find out so much information in a moderate amount of time. It's incredible what people come to me with when I show up on an estimate and say, hey, what about this board from China? I'm like, hey, how about no? Because I don't use imported recycled plastic decking. So, but there is so much out there that it's just an amazing opportunity nowadays for today's consumer to go out there and find, do the research, do your homework, get the information you need, that you want, that you need to know about of whatever product you're researching. I mean, there's class action lawsuits out there. There's all kinds of stuff. So that's one thing that I suggest is get educated even before I come out to your house, so that you know what I'm talking about. Because I can lose people pretty quickly when I start getting in deep with what I know of my knowledge of all these decking products. And I don't know everything. There's a lot of guys out there that know more than I do. But I know enough to be lethal, but I don't want to put too much on the client. Because I prefer to keep it simple and easy and understanding as possible. Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Just wanted to show you this quick corner detail that we're trying out. Instead of a butt joint, which a butt joint in paint.
Yeah, what's going on now?
Oh, I've got this jig set up exactly where I need it, and I don't want to cut it, or I don't want to move it. Because I still need to make 4 or 5 more pieces. So,
where's the build at right now?
huh?
Where's the build at?
We're starting to hang fascia boards on the outside of the deck. So that's what I'm getting ready to do right now, is cut one. I'm good. How's your infit? Perfect. So we're just gonna be finishing up some trim today and trying to get things buttoned up. We still have our panels to cut in tomorrow and some down rails on the stairs, and then our final trim pieces will go in, and then we're done with this one. We also have a little bit of trim on the house, just final touches, and then this one will be done. All right guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please click the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time we put out new content, also click the bell icon. Thanks for watching and have a great day.